U.S. military officials have put the brakes on a proposed rail project that would connect the Korean Peninsula, underscoring the growing differences between Washington and Seoul on engagement with the Hermit Kingdom. Essentially, what has happened is South Korea, in part of the agreements, the informal agreements that they had made with the North during the Olympics, the great unification talks, the great peace that is growing between the two countries, essentially South Korea applied to have a railway that would go between the South and the North for greater economic cooperation, for forwarding the interests of unifying the peninsula, etc. However, the United Nations Command decided that can't happen. And the United Nations Command is obviously in the hands of the United States. You see, the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, is controlled by the UN, and by proxy is controlled by the United States. So to build something that runs between the two countries, you have to have the permission of the UN to do so, for a war that is essentially over in all but actual name. So this is pretty typical. The United States has made a demand of full denuclearization as a prerequisite to any kind of economic cooperation. Yet, very clearly, we have seen no reduction of the sanctions. Now, when the North and the South, their own business, try to have some kind of economic cooperation to improve links between the two, we have the United States directly stepping in the way and preventing it. If the North and the South do want to cooperate, and they do want to make friendly overtures to each other, they have every right to and every moral duty to do so. But here we see the whole bloody system just completely standing in their way, trying to prevent it from happening. Who is the UN to tell them that they're not allowed to cooperate and promote peace between the two of them? Isn't that what the UN is supposed to be there for? Now, President Moon Jae-in has expressed hopes that the rail would be completed by the end of the year. Well, it seems like it's not really going to happen now, that the U.S. has essentially squashed it. What we have here is another very clear symbol that the U.S. is not interested in having peace on the Korean Peninsula. They are only interested in the plan of, so-called regime change, where the legitimate government of the DPRK is overthrown in place of a puppet government that would essentially sell its people and its resources at cheap to the imperialist powers inside the world. Because if the U.S. was really interested in peace, there are great peace overtures here that could be taken seriously and carried out, but the United States instead is trying to squash them.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.